Tonight, a young man from Fleming Island is in critical condition after a woman driving the wrong way crashed head-on into his car on the Hart Bridge. That woman was killed. So
this all happened just after our 11 o'clock newscast ended yesterday as our reporter Lana Harris was headed home. You know, as journalists, we never want to make the story about ourselves, but tonight, Lana is opening up about what unfolded just feet in front of her.
I take the Hart Bridge home, so I was going up the bridge and I saw like a light. It took me a minute to register that's fire. And so I stopped and I was kind of just thinking, you know, what do I do? What do I do? I grabbed my work phone and I call the news desk. I just tell them, like, hey, there's a car on fire on Hart Bridge. The smell, it smelled like burning metal and like burning rubber, and it was very thick. You just heard pop, boom. You heard, and I feel like people would kind of flinch, and still people were running towards it, but then there'd be another boom, and I'm thinking, okay, are more cars gonna catch fire? Is that what's happening? Like, is it like a gas tank? You know, what happens if this fire catches the bridge and, you know, the bridge starts to crumble? Like, are we all gonna fall? So I didn't know what to do. And, you know, like I said, I don't like bridges, so it just felt like we were stuck. And you know, we're thinking about whoever's in this car that's burning. You know, like I said, my instinct was, I need to tell people, I need to make sure nobody else gets on this bridge. But I just wanted to call my mom and tell her, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna, you know, get off this bridge. And I was too scared to go any closer because I didn't know if it was gonna keep exploding. But as soon as they got there, like JSO, the firefighters, like they just ran towards the fire. So I really applaud them for that. To me, I guess it's just given me a new appreciation for the strength it must take to talk about what just happened, especially right after it just happened. You know, sometimes I feel like we don't take into consideration what they might have gone through. I wonder what I was doing 2 minutes before, 3 minutes before I left the building. You know, was it a text that I sent, or, you know, one last thing I did? Because, you know, to be 2 cars away from something like that, it's like, wow. You know, like that was almost me. That could have realistically been me had I left the station. You know, this is someone just driving the wrong way. It could have been any of us.
You know, in doing this story, I didn't want to take away from the real victims here because, you know, a woman is dead and a man is in the hospital. But this whole situation was just surreal and it was very eye-opening.
And, you know, you look at those images of those charred cars and it just makes you realize how precious life is, how quickly it can just flash before you. You know, our hearts go out to all the families impacted by this crash. Lana, thank you for opening up, for sharing your story. I know FHP, the Florida Highway Patrol, is still investigating this crash, and we will, of course, keep you updated as we learn new information.